I mean, there's an altruism, which is that the best time to have acted on all of this would have been 10, 20 years ago, but the second best time to act on it is now. And that's the reality of what we face. I mean, in many respects, the questions that you're directing to me now, given the lead times in defence, are properly answered by those who were governing a decade ago, and that wasn't us. We inherited the circumstances that we found, and we are dealing with them now. But I want to say that in dealing with the urgency of the moment, and reiterate the point I made to Andrew, you could be faced with trying to extend the life in the next 2 or 3 years of what assets that we've got, pumping a whole lot of money into sustaining those, or making sure that we acquire new capabilities to put us in a transformationally different position a decade from now, and we choose that. We choose that because that is the strategic problem that we are trying to solve. Those commentators who suggest that we're going to be playing some big part in the worst contingency that may or may not occur in the next few years, it lacks wit. Like, it genuinely lacks wit. There's no analysis in that, because we will never be a peer to the United States or China. That's not what we're trying to do. But in a much less certain world in the future, which is possible, we need to make sure that we have transformational capability in place so we can resist coercion and maintain our way of life. That is the strategic cat that we are trying to skin. And I do think that we can do that over the time that we have. Now, in saying that, there's no waiting. Like, what we are doing with the new general purpose frigate will be the single fastest acquisition of a capability of that kind that we've seen. Like we've said, we will bring that into service this decade, dramatically bringing forward that capability, and that requires the difficult decision of accepting that that will be done through an overseas build initially. Albeit beyond that, we seek to have those platforms built in Australia. We are doing that through adopting a philosophy of minimum viable capability. Too often what we've seen in the past is procurements where people seek to have all the bells and whistles put on top, and that is a recipe for ensuring that we go beyond budget and beyond time, and we don't have a capability at all. So we are doing minimum viable capability. There is no waiting. We are getting this done as quickly as humanly possible, given the mess we inherited.